Two very important things when we talk about parabolas that are necessary for success on finding a focus and directrix are stating the vertex and the direction of opening. Without that, we're going to have trouble finding the focus and the directrix, so it's very, very important that we do that. And from the previous notes should help you out and guide you. But two things to look at when we look at a parabola is it x equals or y equals? If it's x equals and the y is squared, then we know it's going to open either left or to the right. And then next step is to look at our a value. From the previous notes, we know that the a value here would be -4. Therefore, we know then it would open to the left. The next example, we're going to look at y equals 2 times x plus 4 squared minus 3. This is y equals, and the perfect square is x plus 4. Therefore, we know this is either going to open up or down. The next step is to look at the a value. The a value here is 2. Therefore, this graph would open up. The next thing we're going to talk about is finding the vertex. In order to find a vertex, it's very important to know that the x-coordinate's first and the second coordinate's y. We're going to make a relation back to when we talk about circles. If it was a perfect square in the parentheses, we know it was opposite. Same way we look at those equations, it's y opposite k, where the h value's the same, plus h. And the same thing with y equals a, and it's x opposite h squared plus k, opposite that h value. When we dealt with circles, we also had perfect squares in parentheses. We took those opposite values. On this case, we know it's y. Y coordinate's always second. An easy way to remember it, if that's in parentheses, it's still the second part of the coordinate. So here we know it's opposite of -3, which becomes 3. It's a second coordinate, and this is the x value of the vertex, which is 2, 2, 3. So the vertex would be 2, 3, and it opens left. This will allow us to draw a quick sketch of this graph. We can plot the vertex and then just draw it to the left, and that will eventually help us find the focus and directrix, which we're going to do next. But let's look at this graph, this example 2, next before we go on. Y equals, therefore we know it's going to open up or down. We talked about that already. We know the a value is 2. But the next thing we need to find is the vertex. The vertex here, this is the x value, so that's the first coordinate. And it's opposite +4, which becomes -4. And this would be the y coordinate of the vertex, which is -3. Therefore, the vertex would be located at -4, -3.